So this occurred many years ago, but it will forever stay with me and change my views on allowing my kids to ever have their own separate phone line. It was a few weeks after Christmas. My parents had gotten me my own personal phone with my own separate phone line, because that was the cool thing back then, before the cell phone was big. And I'd given my friends the number because who wouldn't, right? Anyway, it was about 3 a.m. and I had been sleeping when my phone begins to ring. I thought, that's odd. Who can be calling this early? We all have to be up for school in the morning. So I answered it, but all that could be heard was breathing on the other end. I laughed it off as someone just messing with me and hung up. I tried returning to sleep, but my phone rang again. And this time I answered it and said, "Who is this?" Nothing, just breathing again. At this point, I was beginning to get irritated. I told him to stop calling me and hung up. I lay down again for about 30 minutes when my phone rang for yet the third time that morning. I was mad, so I answered and said, "This isn't funny, I'm trying to sleep. I have school in the morning, stop calling me." This time, there was a reply. It was a man's voice. It sounded very gravelly, and he laughed and said,
"I can see you. You're very pretty. Why don't you come out and play in the snow with me?"
And with that, I hung up and started crying. I ran to my parents' room and woke up my mom, telling her what happened. She woke my dad up and made me tell him what had happened. So they both get up, and my dad goes into my room and checks the windows and everything, makes sure all the locks are on and all the doors are locked, and proceeds to tell me it's just someone playing a sick joke and that everything will be fine. And then he told me to just unplug my phone from the outlet. So I finally go back to sleep until my mom wakes me up for school. I get up and start getting ready. I open my blinds to the window that leads to the backyard and noticed on this very frosty morning that there were handprints all over my window. I called my parents in there, totally freaked out. My dad immediately calls the police. The police come out to take a report and look at the evidence. They decided they want to go to the backyard. And sure enough, there were a set of footprints in the snow that led right up to my window. They had gone from the front of the house to the back to my window, and back to the back door and back to the front door. And the police think the guy had tried to get into the house.